Okay, today is Wednesday, December 18th. It's 4:16 p.m. It's about 55 degrees right now. I am intending right now on trying to get some footage inside of these pickup places. If it all works out. I've said that before and I'm not doing it. So we'll see. I got my jacket on today. It's much easier to clip the camera to my jacket. This is why I got my camera going. That's why I got my camera going, because of stupid ass like that. I was about to hit him. I wasn't going to be able to stop in time if he hadn't have continued with his turn. Yep, that's why I got my camera going. Sorry for cussing. It's every day, every single day I dash. I gotta deal with that. Anyways, we'll try to get some footage in the inside of these places. Maybe edit it and post it. Haven't posted well. I've only posted one video in the past several months. It's because I've been in college and didn't really have time for it. Really kind of lost interest, but we'll see now if I continue through with what I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, the whole reason I got the camera in the first place was for my own personal security, record keeping and stuff, but also for capturing things like you just saw on camera and posting it. I know everybody has to deal with it, but as a DoorDasher, it's just out of control. The driving, it's out of control. If you're most other delivery companies, you're driving somebody else's vehicle. You're driving a truck. You're driving, for Amazon, FedEx, UPS, whatever. You're driving somebody else's vehicle. You still don't want to get in a wreck, but you're driving somebody else's vehicle. As a DoorDasher, you're driving your own vehicle. So that's all the more reason why you do not want something bad to happen. It is all on you. Your gas, insurance, maintenance, all that is on you. By the way, I just got a new car. Just got it about a week ago. In fact, a few days, my car is supposed to come with tinting. They didn't have it done because they had just gotten this car into the lot. I think that's what the guy said. So I had to go in a couple of days later to get the tinting done. And I've never had to get that done after the fact. But apparently, once that's done, and this makes sense, but once that's done, you can't wash your car or roll your windows down for a while. They actually put these like safety stickers over my the switch, my roll down switch, and they said don't use the window, or don't roll down the window for 3 to 5 days. So I waited the 5 days, which would be today, and just took the sticker off earlier, tried the window, everything's fine. I was kind of worried a little bit because the day that I got it done, it was raining a little bit on the way home. It wasn't raining a lot, but a little bit, so I wasn't sure how much that would affect things. But usually I don't go through the drive-thrus whenever I'm door dashing. But every now and then, like there's a Sonic over here that for whatever reason they like you to go through the drive. It's a Sonic that has a drive-through installs. For whatever reason they like you going through the drive-through. Anyways, I pulled up to it and I was like, oh yeah, crap, I can't roll down my window. And I thought, well, maybe I'll just go park in the stall, but every single stall was empty. So I was afraid I'd go do that and run into something I've run into before, where I sit there forever and finally they come over and say that I have to go through the freaking drive-through. I didn't want to waste a lot of time, so I came up there and opened my door, said, while I was there, and said I'm not gonna be able to roll my window down. It was just the order was just 6 drinks. The guy ended up actually bringing it out to me, and I told him, yeah, I just had my tinting done, so that's why. He's like, oh, okay. Anyway, so now that's not a problem. The reason I got a new car is my other car was a Honda Civic. This is a Honda Civic. My other car, I had gone out and I had DoorDashed. This was like a Saturday. Everything was fine. DoorDashed for about 4 hours, came home, parked my car. I didn't drive my car at all the next day until it was time to take my youngest son home. He was with me for visitation weekend. So it's about 6:30 at night. I haven't used my car all day long, and when I parked it the night before, it was fine. There was no indication of any problem. I turn on my car, I immediately, just one after another, I'm getting all these fault messages on my dashboard. A bunch of stuff that's unrelated. And I tried, in the time that I had, I tried to kind of figure out something that would fix the issue, but I couldn't, and I had to bring my son home, so I ended up I was going to just go ahead and drive my car because it turned on fine, the braking, everything was fine, except there was no power steering. And it's about a 23-mile drive to drop off. My car was there, just going to go to drop off my son, so I didn't want to do that without power steering, which is ironic considering I ended up having to drive to the dealership like that anyways. That's a long story. Actually, my father drove my car for me. I was very glad that he did. I feel kind of bad about it, but anyways, so I guess I kind of gave it away there. So I borrowed a vehicle so I could get my son home, and the next day looked at it some more, went over all these different possibilities. Finally, had the idea. I was collaborating with my father, had the idea to bring it into a shop and have them look at it. But you have to pay for the diagnosis, which at this particular. By the way, I talked to the dealership. It was much further away, and it was going to cost like $210 just to diagnose it, and there were 3 days out just to diagnose it. I'm going to have to finish the story in a second. Try bringing this in this time though. Okay, I don't know what just happened. I have an app on my phone, or had an app on my phone called Android Auto, and I had it before with my other Honda, and it kind of clashes with the DoorDash app, and so I uninstalled it, but I keep getting these pop-ups every time I plug it in, so I thought, well, let me just reinstall it. But when I reinstalled it, it wasn't working right, so I thought real quickly, let me see if I can uninstall it again and reinstall it. I don't know if it's working now or not. It's saying no device connected. Yeah, the order was ready when I went in there, but I had to use the restroom. Traffic's backed up. Shit. I don't know if this lady's trying to get out. Anyways, let's see if I can't finish my story real quick. So we brought the car in first thing, like the next morning, with the idea that they could hopefully get to it that day and give me a diagnosis and a repair cost. And it did take all day, but toward the end of the day, I get a text saying that they were done diagnosing it, and then like 45 minutes later, they gave me a quote. And when I got the quote, I couldn't believe it. There were several things that they wanted to do, but the main thing they wanted to do was going to cost $8,000. They basically wanted to replace my entire steering assembly, the whole steering column or whatever, plus a bunch of other stuff. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you got to be freaking kidding me. I'm thinking there's no way that whatever's wrong with it requires that. You know, so my first impression, and you know, me and my dad were kind of talking about it. My first impression, they didn't know what was wrong with it, and so they're just, you know, well, we'll just replace this whole damn thing, you know. And but you know, I didn't have the time or the money to just start, you know, just taking it to all these different places, paying diagnosis fees and stuff like that. So I had the idea, well, hell, let me just take it to the dealership, trade it in for another car. I wasn't sure that was even going to work, but luckily, and I'm trying to make a long story short here, luckily we were able to get it done, so that's why I have a new car. Now, unfortunately, I had a 6-year term on my other Honda, and I had one payment left. One full payment left, you know, just a small partial payment, but basically one full payment left. And, you know, I was really looking forward to, you know, getting the car paid off and, you know, having all that extra money, you know, each month for a while at least. The only good news is because of all the driving that I've been doing door dashing, you know, well, I had my brakes needed to be done, and a couple of months ago I had went and replaced the front brakes on it. I had gone in to get my car inspected and failed because my tires needed to be replaced, so I ended up having to replace my 4 tires, which I had just replaced them a year prior. And that cost that alone cost I don't know, like $700. I can't remember now. But between getting the inspection done, getting my brakes replaced, getting my tires done, and paying for the registration, I ended up paying over $1,000. And that was just the front brakes. I needed to come back and get the rear brakes done, and I was well past due getting my transmission fluid exchanged. So I was looking at needing to get that done too, and that was going to be another $1,000. So the only good news is because by trading in my car, I didn't have to do that. But I'm kind of in the same scenario where, you know, door dashing, you know, it just puts so damn many miles on your tires, your car, and stuff. I've got some really good warranties with this car. I got good insurance, thank goodness. You know, but it's just, you know, a ton of wear and tear. I mean, I'm already over 1,000 miles, and I just bought this car like, I don't know, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And I started off at, what, like 50 miles? You know? So I'm just, every time I DoorDash, I get to the end of the day, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many miles in my car. You know, yesterday I drove for about 4.5 hours. It's 111 miles. And I'm not driving my car, you know, rarely do I drive my car for anything other than DoorDash. Pretty much the only other reason I drive my car is to take my son to and from his mom's house, or to go to the store every now and then. Otherwise, it's just door dashing. But it's so much miles in my car. I've been trying to apply, because I'm trying to go to college. I don't want to try to take on a full-time job and go to college. The semester I just completed, I only took 2 classes. And those 2 classes, like 6 days a week, I was spending at least 3 hours a day on classwork. I think that's a cop up there. And I was, you know, the whole time I'm thinking, you know, what if I had a full-time job? You know, it wasn't just 2 or 3 times a day, or 2 or 3 times a week. That was, like I said, 5 or 6 days a week, minimum 3 hours. There were some days I was working on schoolwork for like 7 or 8 hours straight. I'm not saying, you know, I took a break and went and watched TV or something. I'm saying straight through, except for like a 30-minute break to eat. You know, 5 minutes here or there to, you know, use the bathroom or something. You know? Yeah, cops around here, I've pretty much well established that cops around here do not do a very good job. Great example right here in front of me. See how dark that license plate cover is on this car in front of me, that's illegal. You cannot read that plate. And I'm sure that's why they've got it like that. So it's hard to read the plate. But that's illegal. You can't do that. Now, you cannot tell me there's never been a cop behind this car. But that's the, least. I've seen a ton of cars with no plate at all. I'm not talking about, they got a dealer tag or something. I'm talking about no plate whatsoever. No dealer tag, no plate mounted where it's supposed to, no plate in the rear window, nothing. No plate at all. Again, you can't tell me there's never been a police officer behind that car.
Yeah.
It's DoorDash for Octavia L. Okay, so I'm going to go back to, something I used to talk about all the time. I didn't get very much on it, of it on camera because I wasn't wearing my body cam inside a lot. But I'm going to use that last one I just went into as an example. I'm ever since I started door dashing, I don't know what it was about now, a year and a half, 2 years ago, I've been so surprised at how rude these people are when you go into these various places So for example, like the one I just went into, I walk up, they got a couple of employees back there. Yeah, some of them are busy, but not one of them says, hi, how are you doing? I'll be right with you or can help you. The one girl that's doing the make table for the online orders and carry out orders and stuff like that, I've seen her so many times before. She's incredibly rude. She looks right at me, doesn't say a word. But I'm kind of used to it. So I'm standing there waiting, I'm kind of thinking about that actually, because I'm glad I was able to get it on the camera. Here in a minute I hear, what's the name? Now I'm thinking, I think she just asked me what's the name, but she's around the damn corner. I have no idea if she's talking to me or somebody at the freaking window or something, but she's probably talking to me, but regardless, I'm not going to answer her. We're not, this is something I say all the time, we're not at home. You're an employee working in a professional capacity. Okay? The people, behind the counter, they're working in professional capacity. There's a certain behavior, certain bearing they should have with that. It does, I'm not expecting, to have my ass kissed. But look me in the eye, make sure I'm seeing you talking to me, and address me that way. So the first things first, when I walk up, as soon as anybody sees me standing there, but especially the one that's right in front of me, sees me standing there, they should be saying something to me. Something like, I'll be right with you, or how can I help you? Something like that. Address the fact that I'm standing there. Okay?
In a half mile,
the next thing
turn right
is,
onto Harriet
if you
Creek
do
Drive.
address me standing there, it should be you looking at me in the eye, in my direction, so I know you're talking to me. That way I don't have to assume. I don't have to sit there and wonder, well, are they talking to me? I don't know. But she's one of those, she's been working at Chipotle for a while. Who knows if she ever had any kind of decorum about her as far as professionalism. But she's one of those who thinks, well, I've been working here long enough, I have seniority, so I get to do whatever I want. You know, that's what I've seen it so many times in these places. I've worked around it, I've experienced it, I know the type. Once they get a couple of months, couple years under the belt, they feel like they don't have to answer to nobody. And part of it is, you know, more than likely she's not a manager, you know. But part of the problem is you have supervisors and managers not watching that, not doing anything about it. And this is a comparison I've made before. Is if you don't know what I'm talking about, go into a Chick-fil-A. See this white car? Why are they doing that? They're just
turn right onto Harriet Creek Drive.
Get up there and stop, stupid. Don't want to get off on a tangent on that too, but there's a lot of people that do that now. It drives me nuts.
In a quarter mile,
they want to just
turn
keep
left
rolling,
onto Cowboy Trail.
They'll brake way too hard so that it allows them a gap, so that they can just kind of keep rolling and rolling and rolling until the cars start moving, until the light turns green. It drives me crazy because, for example, right there, I needed to turn right, you know, but because they are doing that, it's taking me longer to get to the turning lane, and I don't want to drive down the shoulder if I don't have to, you know. You're not supposed to do that. It's dangerous.
Turn left onto Cowboy Trail.
You know, as I said, I wasn't going to go off the tangent. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. So you saw it firsthand. That's what I'm talking about. And, you know, most of the time I just ignore it because, you know, it's so, you know, it happens so much. I've gotten used to it. I'm not saying it doesn't make it okay,
for a half mile.
But there's not really anything you can do about it. There's nobody you can talk to as a dasher. There's nobody you can complain to. I have complained to a manager before. They don't give a you know. You know, I remember Wingstop complaining to a manager. He just got mad at me.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Jasmine Springs Drive.
I told him, I said, hey, I've been waiting, you know, I've been sitting there for 20 minutes. There's like 3 people sitting, including the manager, sitting in the back office. I could see them not doing a damn thing. He had one guy trying to fill all these orders and stuff, and he's moving like freaking molasses, man. Super, super slow. And I'm sitting there, I'm 20 minutes plus, you know, probably on like a $6 order, and I was just freaking steam coming out of my ears. You know, talk to the manager. Hey, this is what I'm, you know, experiencing. Yeah, I expressed my anger and frustration. I wasn't irate.
Turn right onto Shasta View Drive.
I wasn't throwing stuff or being stupid. You know, but I definitely was expressing how frustrating, angry I was. You know.
Turn right onto Shasta View Drive. Then turn left onto Windthorst Way.
You know, what I got in response was, oh, I'm going to ban you for coming here, which was bull crap. You know, by the way, that manager's not there anymore. He hasn't been there in months. Or longer than that, probably.
Turn left onto Windthorst Way. Then turn right onto Elk Lake Trail.
You can't, like I said, there's nobody at DoorDash to complain to. The managers of these places, if you try to complain to them,
right onto Elk Lake
they just get
Trail.
offended and mad about it. You know, the only thing you would like to see is less people ordering from these places. Don't order from there, don't go in there. But people keep doing it. You know?
In 600 feet,
the food isn't that
1904
great.
Elk Lake Trail, just in Texas 76247.
By the way,
USA will be on the right.
Just talking about Chipotle, I still have not eaten at a Chipotle. I hadn't even been in a Chipotle until I started door dashing a couple years ago.
1904 Elk Lake Trail, just in Texas 76247. USA is on the right.
Customer requested you leave the order at their door. They added the following.
Yeah, so yesterday, I was kind of toward the end of my dash, and there were some frustrating things leading up to this, what I'm about to say, so I already kind of was on edge. Just typical DoorDash stuff, but I'd gotten a dual order that was crap, so I declined that, got almost immediately another dual order for Panda Express and Whataburger. So I took that one because the money was better. Wasn't great, but it was better. And But I was also in this really bad backup over here by where the restaurants were. And it was at a time of the day where it should not have been backed up that much. So I figured there was like a wreck or something that was holding up traffic. And I ended up being right. So anyways, I go to Whataburger first, pick up the order there. Normally it takes forever, but you know, they had it out pretty quick, so that was nice. But then I had to go to Pan Express. Pan Express is one of those that sucks. People, again, they're rude. You know, you walk in, nobody wants to address that you're standing there. When they do, you know, finally address, they're not very courteous. They treat you like trash. And anyways, so this Pan Express over here, you know, you go in there, you know, there's a part at the end of the counter where it says online pickup or whatever. So you stand there and you'll have 4 or 5 employees sit there and look you right in the eye, not say anything to you. So, you know, you don't know if they're working on it. You don't know, you know, you're standing there like a dumbass. You just want to at least check in, you know. But what makes it worse a lot of times is you come in there, they have it to go, their pickup rack, they have it behind the counter where the employees are so that you can't get to it. They do it on purpose. You'll go in there and you can see it. You can see your order sitting there. So you just want to tell somebody, hey, that's my order, you know. That's all you want to do. And yet you'll be getting ignored. And you get sick of it. And the other part of the times that what they'll do is you'll come in there and they'll come up and tell you they're out of something. You know, so instead of saying they're about to be out of teriyaki chicken, instead of telling hey the cook, hey cook, we're about to be out of teriyaki chicken, you might want to start working on it. Instead of doing that, they wait till they're out. They do it all the time. That was a $4.75 Chick-fil-A to go 8.5 miles. I'm not doing that. So that's another one. So I'm anticipating one of those happening. So I go in there. Remember, I've already got the Whataburger order sitting out in my car. You know, so I go in there. I go up to the online pickup part of the counter. It's not busy at all. You've got about 8 employees behind the counter. Some of them are cooking. About 3 or 4 of them are just jaw-jacking over off to the side. As I walk up, there's one that was right in front of me, probably 2 feet away from me, looks me right in the eye, just keeps on with whatever they're doing. So I'm thinking, okay, he must be in charge of something else. He doesn't want to deal with me. So I'll just wait for whoever's in charge of this. And, but, you know, I'm trying to make it clear. I'm looking at, you know, different employees, you know, including like a manager, you know, that, hey, I need somebody to come up to me so I can check in. You know, I've got my phone in my hand and everything. But they look at me in the eye and they just keep on with whatever they're doing. So, I've already seen that my order is, the order I'm there to pick up, it's on the pickup rack behind the counter. And, you know, and it just drives you nuts. Everybody's just looking at you. You just want to get it and go. So I'm sitting there thinking, you know what? Because this has happened so many times, and I've actually thought about this before. So I'm thinking, one more person walks up to me, looks me in the eye, doesn't say anything. I'm going around the counter, I'm getting that order, and I'm leaving. Sure enough, this girl that I've seen before many times, another one is not very courteous. She walks up, she's carrying some box or whatever. She walks almost right up to me, looks me in the eye, and then just turns around and keeps doing whatever she's doing. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm thinking in my head. So I walk around the counter, and she's like, oh, you know, kind of startled. I grab the order. It's a, you know, bag of food and a drink. Turn around and I leave. You know? And I said, kind of under my breath, I said, I'm tired of waiting. Yep, you don't have the right of way. Didn't look. Oh my God. At least I'm getting it on camera. It's only 8 miles, but it's about 20 minutes from here, it says.
Turn left onto Interstate 35W. In 1 mile,
Now,
take the Interstate
see what's happening right here?
On the left.
A truck should not be getting over. The only reason he is because those cars are hugging that yellow line. That's why I don't do it. I stay over close to the dashed white line so everybody in that right lane knows this lane is not open. If you get way over there to that left yellow line, they think there's room. There's not. You just saw an example of that. And you got people coming off the interstate over there. You gotta be aware of. Normally, I'll have my camera set to car mode, or I'll just turn it on and off automatically to try to save me time and the headache of having to turn it on and off. I'm just leaving it going. Now, the problem with that is eventually the internal hard drive of my camera is going to fill up. Now, I don't know if it will just... I don't know if it will just automatically erase, start, erasing the most oldest files to make room for new video files, or if it'll just stop recording. And it may be a setting. So hopefully that's not the case. We'll see. I got a camera that's supposed to have a really large video capacity, long battery life, all that stuff. I've never tested it, out to this extreme. I'm not going to make that light up there because it takes people forever to start going when the light turns green. Then when they do turn, they turn real slowly. Happens all the time. You got these people, they'll wait for the car in front of them to completely clear the intersection before they ever start going. Instead of being like right on the ass end of the car in front of you. Yeah, see, the lights turn red and it's turning red and I'm just now moving. Because people drive so slow.
407.
See if I make this light. Car just now went. The car in front just now went. The next car in line waited for that car to completely clear the intersection before they turned. See what I mean? See how I'm right on the ass of the car in front of me. I'm trying to get through the light quickly. That gives more time for more cars behind me to get through the light.
In a half mile.
That's why I'm doing it. I'm trying to think of other people. I know these videos I post aren't interesting to people because it's not showing people dying, getting hurt really badly, or something super funny. What I'm hoping with these videos, well, for one, that's the name of the channel, My Everyday Life. So it's just basically just things happening in my life, just normal stuff nobody really cares about, but that's all right. What I'm hoping to accomplish by some of this stuff, at least with the driving, is for maybe people to see it and say, yeah, you know what, that is right, maybe, I should change. Not that there's going to be that many people watching these kind of videos, but in case anybody's wondering, that's my goal here. If I have one, that's it. I'm trying to make people more aware of these kind of things with the hopes that they'll recognize it and possibly change their ways, so to speak. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've got bad habits too. But I try as much as I can to think about other people in everything I'm doing, including driving. I'm thinking about other people. It's not just, I'm in a big ass hurry, I want to get to wherever I'm going. I'm trying to think about other people.
Turn left onto Canary Lane.
Besides that, I've said it before, I would much rather...
In 500 feet, turn left onto Harrier Lane.
I would much rather go a route where...
Turn left onto Harrier Lane.
Car, I can't see a damn thing. If you're waiting on me, you should have went.
226. USA will be on the right.
There's no reason why you couldn't have gone.
1808 Harrier Lane, Bardenville, Texas 76226. USA is on the right.
Yeah, I'm not able to finish what I was saying.
The order at their door. Yeah, there was a car, or freaking lights, I think were bright, just blinding me.
I'm going down the street and, you know, Jesus. You think this guy actually looked? Stupid, stupid people, man. God dang people. Anyways, the lights are freaking blinding me, you know. I say her because I think it was a female driver. And, yeah, there's trash cans and stuff on the road, but, you know, she had plenty of room, especially where I was at, to go ahead and just get by. But she's just sitting there, and I wanted to get by so I didn't have to go down the entire damn street staring at her bright-ass lights.
Here you up for Colvin? No, I'm heading to a church tonight and we're heading to North. What's the name of your order, sir?
It's this one. It's Olivia L, but there were supposed to be drinks with it.
Drinks?
Yeah.
Let me check on that.
Okay. Yeah, so actually, I'll be right back. Okay.
They're working on your drinks right now.
All right. Thank you.
Olivia? What's your name? Dylan?
Thank you. So as usual, I needed to use the restroom, so I was thinking, well, it's probably not going to be ready, you know, but let me just check. And sure enough, it was ready, but something wasn't right about it, you know. And I looked, double checked, and sure enough, there's like 3 drinks that it's supposed to have, and there wasn't any with the order.
Drive south, then turn right.
Another little PSA here for people. You know, it's something that I had never seen, or hadn't seen that much before I started door dashing, but now I see it quite a bit. These guys and girls that, you know, like to go
Drive east,
out in public
then turn left.
and bring up like a YouTube video or a TikTok video or something on their phone and sit there and listen to it while they're waiting in line or something. It is so rude to the people around you to do stuff like that. I know people say, well, what's the difference in that and just talking to somebody?
Turn left, then in 400
Well,
feet,
first of all,
turn right onto
if you're
Farmers
having
Market Road 407.
If you are talking to somebody in public, you should be talking in a way that it's not, that's not rude either, you know, kind of try to keep your conversation, you know, to yourselves. I'm not saying you got to talk like you're at a library, but you know, use your inside voice, like your parents were supposed to teach
Then
you.
turn right onto Farm to Market Road 407.
But it's kind of the same thing. You know, it's the same reason you don't have phone conversations in public, and you damn sure don't have phone conversations on your speakerphone. It's just rude. I don't want to hear your conversation.
Turn right onto Farm to Market Road 407.
I say that because, you know, I saw that back there. I see it a lot. These people, you can tell. You can just tell the people, it's like, man, your parents did an awful job. You got, see that truck coming down the service road over there? See the yield signs? Didn't yield at all, did he? The dining room so people won't come in. Look at that. You think they look to the left to see if anybody's coming? Stupid, stupid people. This Popeyes, man. It's... Oh, man, I thought that was a spot. Handicap. I guess I'm over here. It's pretty awful for pickups go. I don't know. It used to be the worst, but I don't know if I can still say that, but it's still pretty bad. It's a DoorDash for Ben K.
This for Ben K. This is the order. You can please confirm pick up for me.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, this light turn is okay. I was gonna say light turns green, no orders, and I'm done. I'm done. I made crap money today. Now I'll just get home safely. Look at this. Double left turn. It's a freaking kid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. And I'm telling you, the driving around here is awful, and there's one real good reason for it. I can't say it, or I'll get in trouble. But I'm telling you, there's one really good reason for it. Why this area's gotten so bad. Besides, cops not doing their job. Pretty much around here, almost with rare exceptions, about the only time I ever see a cop doing anything is when they're at a wreck, when they're responding to a wreck. That's it. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Unless something happens between here and home, but again, it's all this stuff. It's like, oh yeah, that happens to me. Oh, that happens to me all the time. I understand that. But the people saying that, if you are saying that, make videos, put it out on YouTube. Let's get a whole bunch of videos. It doesn't always have to be people crashing and stuff. Just people doing really just dumb stuff. Start making people, put a big old spotlight on people's stupid driving. And if enough people are doing that, other people looking at that will say, yeah, I do that all the time. Maybe that is pretty stupid. Hopefully, you know. But that's the point of this. It's ridiculous. You know, it's the driving. It's so awful. I feel like I'm in another country driving around here. Stomping on the brakes. There's no reason for it. You can't tell on camera, but that person just stomped on the brakes. There was absolutely no reason for it.